I want to make a quick video, help you guys out with the headlight. I had nothing but problems with it. There is a set screw on the bottom. There is another video that shows an 06 headlight being done. They're swapping out the light. It's very helpful, except for this is an 05. And the 05 has a much smaller set screw. It's a friggin' micro Allen wrench that fits in there. And we were unable to get it out anyways because it was already stripped when we got to it. So it's already been unassembled, as you can see. We're gonna reassemble it with a new light just to kind of help you guys out because it was difficult for me. My buddy here is a far better mechanic than I am, so we're gonna toss it in. This is your first lip, I guess you can call it.
Well, it's a locking ring.
Your locking
See
ring?
the little notch at the bottom here? It locks up with your pin.
It sets up next to the set screw.
So what this does, just orientate the headlight. Ooh, where'd it go?
That's the new light.
And that little notch right there should go straight down when you got the ring in, right?
The new light is literally just a plug-in. I'll show you the old assembly when we're done, but the new light is just, it plugs right in. They had them as cheap as 30 bucks on eBay. I bought one that had good ratings for 45 bucks delivered to the house. You can't beat it. I already put it in and checked it for brightness, and it's far brighter than the original. So it plugs in. Then you can go to the top, whichever side you like. We like this at the top, which it actually has some rating on the top, DOT rated. So we'll use that as the top.
Perfect. I always have fear of it falling out.
No, we don't want it to fall. Even though it wasn't badly priced, for 45 bucks, it could fall, but we just don't want it to. Grease. Here's some grease. I'm gonna put a little grease on this. Okay,
just for the next time.
Yeah, just for the next time to get it out, because
And that's what we're using.
it's just some silicone grease. But to get it out is actually more of something I should be answering.
It's more forceful than you would think.
Well, the other lip, well, we'll talk about when it gets to the other lip. This has got to go in first because there are threads in here, as you can see, and I thought the headpiece would thread out. That wasn't how it is because there are no threads on the headpiece.
It's just the locking ring that screws in.
What the hell?
This piece right here.
I just thought I took that
Just
off.
a hair.
I thought I just took it off.
But this is the piece that screws in.
All right, Scott lost his wallet. We're gonna. All right, we got our pick. He's gonna spin that around. So that actually for sure threads on there, and I guess that's why there is threads on the inside.
You think it would be easy to start.
Just want to let everyone know it was 108 degrees today in Vegas. It was actually one of the cooler days. We're in the garage about 9 p.m. and it's probably
still 105.
But it was 118
Yeah.
a few days ago, and that was for a few days the hottest it's ever been here. It was pretty bad. All right, now here's the headpiece I've been calling it. It does not thread on. I thought it threaded on.
The video I watched, I thought it threaded on as well because the guys, just repeatedly spun it.
Again, that was the 06 headlight, and the set screw on the bottom was different. So if there's any other differences, I don't know. This is an 05 Legend. It seems like they made it better in 06 where they put the bigger set screw on, easier to take out. But I don't know for sure. I just know what I have here. So you got a little grease on that, should be a little easier to turn and to get off next time. Hopefully there's not a next time.
Yeah, right. Hope this is good.
Hopefully this lasts a while. Hopefully it stands up to vibration. We won't know for a while.
Ugh. It's tight.
Tight like prom night.
Is this where you yell for the rubber mallet? Start beating the crap out of the headlight?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's...
It's the O-ring that's popping out over here too. Here we go.
Not over here. Probably doesn't help that I loosened up the headlight and it's moving up and down, back and forth.
It's better that way. You get a better grip on it. Just going around working the O-ring in with my thumb.
And the grease, I'm sure, makes it more difficult.
But it's way better than being dry. Friction fit.
That's in?
I gotta wipe my hands off.
Okay, we took the headpiece off and actually noticed that this piece wasn't probably threaded in enough. So keep that
It
in
was
mind.
sitting a little crooked, so.
So keep that in mind when you do yours. You want to get it in there nice and straight and turn it in there probably as far as you can. It's going to squeeze up against the light, and the light's squeezing up against the set screw.
The only problem I see is as you're turning, it turns the light with it.
Yeah, how do we get that straight?
You need to loosen it back up a little bit.
You know what? Maybe it's a two-man job because I can hold this while he tightens that. So maybe you need 3 hands at home. Probably a little. See, just line it up with that. I know it's too much now. Nope. It's hard to tell from your angle.
Is it straight?
Yeah, that's good. That looks good to me. We dropped the phone, and by we I mean me. Just glad it still works.
Wipe some of that grease off of it.
Do you think it needs to be tightened more or no?
Look at the depths.
All right, here's the trim piece, or head piece, I guess I've been calling it, the front trim piece.
So if you look at the gap in between the headlight and here, and the gap out here, it's pretty close to the same. I'll double check, make sure it's tight though. Ooh.
That looks pretty tight.
I don't think it's gonna shake loose.
Good. I don't need that shit. There is, you can see, a little notch in here that we did use a little bit. Well, put it,
It was
right
like
at the
that.
bottom. Yeah,
Some of that was there already.
it was already screwed up to begin with, but we did use it to help us get it going, to get it off. You definitely don't want to put, you want to do that at the bottom, and you don't want to put a screwdriver anywhere else and pry on this, because it's pretty thin and I think it would be very, very easy to damage. So do it at the bottom underneath, and then line that up there when you're done. It's probably where, you know, if you're going to do yours, it's probably on the bottom already.
O-ring is tight.
It was, I mean, it was tight coming off. All right, we're gonna try this again. It was 1,000,000 degrees in the garage and we couldn't get that lip on all the way. And we think it's because of the set screw that's here. And then this ring that goes in next had spun. So we needed to stay on that set screw. If you can see this notch, stay on that set screw. What we're gonna do is add a touch of crazy glue, so it just stays in place as we do this. The crazy glue doesn't last. It actually gets real brittle and breaks later, so I don't see it as a problem. We're just going to use a touch of crazy glue to get this to stay. Get back to you. All right, we get out of the garage because it's hot as hell. But anyways, we got to back off. Get this ring back here. We're just going to make sure everything's lined up. There's that set screw. This little ring goes over the set screw and it holds it there. So we got to get that back on. And then the bulb fits into the notch on the side of the ring. So as long as we get all that lined up, I think we'll be able to get it back on much easier. Hopefully you can see what we're doing. Okay, the set screw is on, set. And now there's a notch on the side and the bulb that's going to be going in will fit into the notch on the side.
Straighten that out a little bit, see if that'll help us. Perfect. See if I can do this without jerking the ring out now.
This thing is plug and play, and I'll show. We put a little dielectric grease on there, and I will show you what the when we're done with the original housing looked like. It's basically just like this, but had a bulb that went through it. But I'll show you when we're done. Okay, now that that fit in the ring, the notch
Locked in place.
it's
now.
locked in place and it's nice and straight.
That's what happened earlier when we went to tighten it, the whole bulb just spun.
Right. So we left the rings in the garage. I'll go get them. All right, we got the other ring and the pick to spin it on. Hopefully it works this time. Hope you learn from our mistakes. I hope this video is helpful to somebody, because I think this is a really poor design on the bulb. I think it's made by Ireland Ness. I think that's, I don't know if you can't see it, but I think it's an Ireland Ness housing. Rest in peace. So this time the bulb is staying straight. We had problems with the bulb staying straight when this was tightened up. So this should, now that it's in the notches, now that it's on the set screw, it should be good.
It sure does seem to be spinning better.
And Scott said the ring seems to be spinning better, so that's good news too. Yeah, it looks like it's in there right.
Way tighter.
Way tighter, way tighter. Tight is good. So now we have the last head ring. There it is. Hopefully this goes on good. It seemed to be just real tight and didn't have enough room last time. Hopefully that's not the case this time. But it's just a press fit. It does not, even though you have to turn it, it does not thread on. I don't know why. I feel
The
like
O-ring is what's troubling.
I feel like
It
it's
keeps
thread
popping
on.
out like that.
That's the problem that we had last time, but it seemed like there wasn't enough room.
Get that notch close. You see where people tried to get it apart before.
Yeah, I don't think anyone had any luck with this before, and I'm guessing these bulbs. This bike is new to me. I haven't even really ridden it. I'm guessing that these bulbs vibrate pretty easily and don't last that long. This new bulb hopefully lasts a lot longer. I believe it will. And you can see the O-ring is popping out again. It's a pain in the butt.
I'm using the back side of the pick, the round part.
Hopefully you're not hearing too much of my air conditioner. It's going bad. But it's definitely cooler out here than it was in the garage.
Hey, the Fonzie.
That looks like you did it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am thrilled. It looks like it's back on.
Headlight.
Now what we're gonna have to do is turn it on. Show you what it looks like with it turned on.
Test drive.
Which means I have to find the key, and I can never find a key to anything. So I'll be back. Here's the new light. I don't know how well it'll show on camera. I'll show it from both sides, but it seems to be pretty bright. That's the low beam going down the driveway. And then I'll tilt it over this way a little bit. That's the high beam. Seems to be pretty good. Let me set this bike down and show you the front. Although I'm sure that won't show up really well on camera at all. But we'll look at it. Put it on low. All right, I don't know what you can see of this on camera, but this is the low beam. The blinkers, I should do a video on. I changed those. I hate the amber, and just the bulb is amber now. I put in the clear lenses and much brighter LED. Now I had to switch it to high, which probably doesn't make much difference to you, but it looks good. Maybe I'll show you a daytime. I'll add a daytime video to this tomorrow. Thank you. So here's the original headlight that comes out the assembly. It's just a glass piece with a bulb that goes in it. You pull it out, just like any car from back in the day. You can change the bulb, and if you'd like, you can just change this to a much upgraded bulb. They're real inexpensive, and you can do it that way and put this back. I wanted to do what I did because I think the price was right, and I think the quality on that was pretty good, and hopefully it's even brighter. But this is what the assembly looks like coming out, and you just pull it out. It's like any other bulb.